Do you ever have those days where you realize the most important conversation that you've had all day has been outside of your office or your classroom or the room that you spend the majority of your time just standing there right on the outside talking to the people that are also standing there right on the outside of that room? Today was one of those days for me. I had a fantastic conversation with a number of my colleagues standing there right outside of my office, where we were talking about the difference between technology training and professional development. And it wasn't the fact that we were noticing that there was a difference. It was much more about the fact that other people didn't see the difference. And how was it that we could actually call attention to the difference that we are seeing and noticing when we are talking about these things? So when we're looking at a slate of an event, we're looking at all of the different sessions that are being offered. Can we say, this is a technology training, this is professional development, this is a technology training where we're going to learn about the point and click of this, and this is professional development where we're actually going to dig into the pedagogy and why you would want to use these tools? And I think what we were trying to come up with was, how do we identify that? How do we have a conversation about the fact that there is this difference and that we should be noticing this difference, and that probably we should be trying to push ourselves more toward the professional development, more toward this idea of a well-rounded approach to educational technology, to technology in general, that it should have a purpose and that we should have a strategy around it. And so in this moment, this brief moment of about 15 minutes of this conversation, we noticed this separation. And we noticed that other people didn't see the separation. And that when we had the conversation around a piece of technology, people saw it for what it was. People saw the iPad as the iPad, whereas we might see it as the tool to get something done. When we see a pile of dollars, somebody might say, hey, that's a computer lab, or that's a laptop cart, or that's a set of Chromebooks. And I think we would advocate for, that's a full suite of tools that we would like to think through how you might use them, and what it is that you are going to do with them, and for what purpose, and why, and why, and why. So I think it came down to this. How do we get everyone to agree that there is a difference between tech training and professional development? And how do we bring the two together, or bring technology training over so that it no longer is training, that you no longer are needing to be trained on the button pushes, or that that isn't all that there is, that we don't stop there, that it is this continuum where you actually have this fully featured strategy that you know is going to work, or that you know that you're going to try and then reflect upon because it is action research and it's something that you are doing every day within your learning experience and your learning space. So those were the moments outside of my office, and it was something that I needed to happen. I needed it to happen to see the team working that way, and I needed it to happen to see the boundaries that we could push, and I needed it to happen because I wanted to know what this whole continuum looks like. And I wanted to be able to identify it and see that separation and then bring it back together. Because I think that's our job, is to bring those two sides together, the point and click of it and the reason and purpose of it. And if we can do that, I think we change the conversation. I think we change it into something that is much more substantial. If you have other ways of bridging this gap, of making sure that people know that there is a separation between those two, but then bringing the conversation together so that people who are on this end of the spectrum, where they're just looking at the tech tools, that they can move towards a more fully featured strategy around why. If you have those ideas, please leave them in the comments, subscribe on YouTube, or join us on the Google+ Reflective Practice vlogging community. We're also starting an amazing collaborative channel. The first introductions are already starting to go up at openspokes.com. If you want to become a part of it, go there to find out more. Thank you so much for watching.